methodical on how India have wrested back the advantage on the back of KL Rahul, still unbeaten on 98. We could have very well said Rishabh Pant unbeaten on a majestic 74. But the third ball of the final over before lunch, you have to look back to the build-up 2 balls earlier. KL Rahul had hit a short delivery from Bashir to deep point. He got only a single. Rahul was like, I couldn't spot the gap. Pant said, I will try and do something. Okay. Defended the second ball. But in the quest to give Rahul that century in this over itself, Pant tapped the delivery to cover point. He ran. Stokes, in a bit of athletic brilliance,
decided to run towards the danger end.
Stokes swooped down upon it, contorted through the ball. Pant was short of the crease. And India, although they have scored 104 runs in this session, but this wicket kind of has left lunch like, I don't think we might enjoy our lunch that much, but sure. Lots of positives still for India, especially from the batting of KL Rahul and also from Rishabh Pant. Again, injury, what injury? I'll dance down the track, swish, swat, hammer. And by the way, with his 2 sixes, he is now level with Rohit Sharma and Brian Charles Lara for the most sixes in Test cricket. And the staggering bit is, Pant hasn't even played 50 tests. He's scoring at 2 sixes per test match. But then, gentlemen, the session, it's a very, very hot day. In fact, I heard on comms that this is a hotter day as compared to the previous 2 days at Lord's. What do you make of this session? Still, India have dominated, India still have the advantage, or will this wicket give England that faint crack of an opening that they have been seeking for?
For the most part, this, in fact, for all the balls minus the last ball, you felt like, this was a dish which felt so sweet in the mouth. There was such a good aftertaste, for the majority part, just for that last ball that came and changed everything, and now everything's become bittersweet. It's still more sweet than bitter, but it's definitely bittersweet now because...
Are you having too much of that punch candy? It's sweet, but then it later on, it becomes absolutely bad. Go on.
It's as if, see, India have still dominated the session, but it's just that, you've allowed England to take something back as well. Otherwise, England were going back as paupers. They had nothing to take back into the dressing room. They would have been down on hope. They would have been downcast. Shoulders would have been down. Everything that they tried, beat the short ball at Rishabh Pant. They tried to get the third man very fine as well. So they were targeting his body, hoping that he'd play the uppercut. There were so many ploys that they had come up with. After a point, the field was spread out for both the batters because all of the plans had stopped working after the first hour and 20 minutes, and then you saw the field spread out completely where you knew what was coming your way. So both batters looked very much at ease and in control, and what you've done is trying to help out. While it was good sportsmanship, it was good team play in a way that you were thinking more and very selfless of you not wanting your partner to go into the dressing room with those nerves, knowing that she's on 98, standard on 98, 99. You just wanted to go in with an even better mood, and in all of that you ended up spoiling the perfect recipe that you had prepared over the course of the last 120 minutes. So India will be ruining the fact Rishabh Pant, you saw him, just go ahead and punch his thigh as well as he was on his way back. So clearly he was frustrated despite that injury that we were all worried about. He came out there and played his strokes. 2 boundaries we saw from him in the very first over of Jofra Archer, and he continued to play his shots. He went to the ground, tried playing his scoop, played a couple of rash slashes as well on the square. But that's Rishabh Pant for you. That's the package you get. However, what could have been a lead for India, now overall, I'm saying at the end of the first innings, clearly you will now have some sort of deficit from what you could have gone ahead and achieved. That's not to say I'm too worried. And Nitish Kumar Reddy, Ravindra Jadeja, Washington Sundar, these guys are yet to come. It looks like perfect batting conditions. Not as the ball's not moving around as much as we saw it move yesterday. Neither has the ball changed really made a big impact. So I'm not too worried. I think India have now truly, I remember a few. One of the things that I said yesterday was it was 57, 58% in favor of England. I think that advantage that England had because of the kind of domination you saw from the Indian team, that's been nullified to a great extent now perhaps it's 51-49, or maybe just 50-50 as well because of that breakthrough. You don't know at times, and there's going to be, a set batter will have to now come and apply himself again. So maybe now it's still 50-50, while you would say 140 runs, 6 wickets in hand. India should be the side that should be getting more over here. So I'll say 51-49 in favor of India actually at the moment. They've done some very good batting today, and KL Rahul looks like a man on a mission, looking so good, so delightful, under control, and he's played exceedingly well. It's going to be a century, richly deserved as well, and you would hope that he goes along a long way. He's giving every sign at the moment that he'll go ahead and make a big score out of it.
Yeah, I think I'll get to the part where this match is headed. We'll probably get to that later. But first of all, I think it's the first time in 3 days that you've had a session in which run scoring was pretty much free flowing. It wasn't the case in the last 2 days at all. I think you were probably seeing about 60, 70, 75 odd runs being scored in a session. I think probably for the first time 100 odd runs, more than 100 runs have been scored here, which clearly shows maybe the conditions have eased out, or maybe it was the class of KL Rahul and Rishabh Pant, with the ease which
More so, I would add Pant because of the aggression.
yeah, absolutely, with which they treated the likes of Jofra Archer and company. Uh, I think there was no impact whatsoever from England bowlers. You talk about Rishabh Pant and KL Rahul. I think KL Rahul, starting with him, I think before even the beginning of the match, we had said this thing that if it turns out to be a pretty tough track to bat on, for England it's going to be Joe Root, and for India it will be KL Rahul, and turning out to be the same story now. He could actually become the second centurion of this match after Joe Root.
It's almost playing out a 2021 script.
Yeah, absolutely.
2021 also, Root and Rahul had scored.
Yeah.
Here also.
And it's clearly, whenever KL Rahul scores those runs consistently, I always get a feeling that what was wrong in the last 10 years or so, what was the need to change his batting positions, what was the need to leave him out after a couple of test matches. When he gets going, he is easily, one of the most pleasing batters to the eye. Literally, even, I would even go on to say this thing, he's even better than Virat Kohli for that matter. He's so very good to the eye. KL Rahul, I think I really hope he makes it a daddy 100. Overall, I think India would be a tad disappointed after, with that Rishabh Pant wicket. But I think it's turning out to be a good thing for India. They've already had a great partnership, 110 run plus partnership between both the batters. All India need is just one more 100 partnership. And then for sure India will be able to secure at least a 50.
I'm saying what India have done in this session is, even if you don't get that 100-run partnership, you don't always get those 100+ partnerships. But now with 3 more batters to come, and these are batters you've put your faith in, or people who have decent credentials as batters, because all 3, truth be told, are coming in with some sort of all-round ability. I think you'll be happy even if you get about 30s and 40s, because if you get those 30s, 40s with all 3 to come, you're in a very good position and you'll take that. But let's see. Of course, a 100-run partnership, nothing better than that. And these do look like, just to get back to that point, in the 3 days or whatever, 2 days and 1 session of play that we've seen thus far, these have been the best conditions. This session has been the best for batting.
Absolutely. I think, we talk about India, maybe may not be a 100 partnership, but you need a couple of consistent partnerships so as to make sure that, you get to that 50 or a 60-run lead. And that would actually put you in a good stead, as far as this match goes. So for India, I think they are still in prime position. My prediction as far as, where this match is headed, I would still keep it to, pretty even Stevens, something that I've maintained from the opening day. But it can really change in the next session, as to how the game pans out. It could really be
Why I'm not seeing, I'm sorry to cut you short there, why I'm not seeing a situation wherein things rapidly change in the next session. Perhaps the last session things could be very different, because one thing we've seen is that it's the new ball that's doing a little bit for both the teams. You saw that early dismissal of Jaiswal yesterday as well. Then there was if you look at the Indian innings as well, the new ball did the trick for you on both the occasions. See, because you're still a fair bit away from the second new ball being due for England, and till the time they get hold of that, I don't see much changing. Now, when you're looking at only 20, anywhere between 20-25 overs being bowled, you have another 15 overs to complete with this ball. So that's like half the session gone any which way. And you saw an Abdul Bashir come into bowl as well. Shoaib Bashir, beg your pardon.
MR Bashir, yes, yes, yes.
Right towards the end as well. So I doubt if a lot's going to change in this upcoming session of play.
See, for me, this has been the session where India have wrested the advantage when you look at it. Because see, despite the wicket, see, the wicket could have meant that this was out and out. It is still India session, but you would have had much more positives to talk about. Here, a Nitish has to set in before. I mean, if you look at before the second new ball, he has to weigh that. But I'm not looking at the second new ball. Because every 10, 12 overs, you keep on changing the ball. Then how on earth is it a second new ball thing and all that period? It's absolute rubbish what the Duke's ball thing is going on at this point in time. But see, KL has shown that why you needed a man for these kind of tough situations, and that is why this is going to be absolutely unbelievable that we have got. And we'll be getting some inputs even from Lords at this point in time. We are joined by Rahul. Rahul, can you hear us? Wait, just wait. I think we have some audio issues that we have to sort out. So, yeah, 1 minute. Okay. Rahul, can you hear us now? No, I think there is some audio issue that's coming from that end.
Yeah, I think in the meantime, as Rahul figures out, obviously, Siddharth spoke about India wresting the advantage after the first session, and overall, with Pant's wicket, you can probably say that, even if India could have had about 10 out of 10 positives to talk about, but not for that wicket, it happened, and obviously, a couple of things, gone in England's favor. But now, as we head into the second session, I think for England, this could be an opening that they were looking
Yeah, I think we are joined by Rahul back in. Rahul, can you hear us now?
Just allow us some more time, Rahul. Yeah, while the network's perfectly fine, there's something with the audio. Perhaps Pawan will just get in touch with you once more.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Siddharth.
We can't hear.
Meanwhile,
Rahul,
I remember, Siddharth, you were doing some number crunching on KL Rahul. This is going to be his 10th Test 100, as we all know. Rahul, can you say something now?
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible now.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
great,
Rahul.
Great. Because this is
Yeah.
yeah.
Rahul,
please go ahead.
Yeah. If you look at it, is today the hottest day that you've got at Lords? And looking at the atmosphere, is the Indian cricket team still, do you think, got an advantage despite Rishabh Pant falling at the stroke of lunch due to a careless run out when you look at it?
Yeah, unfortunately, that wicket may have, because see, as far as India is concerned, this perhaps you can say that this was your last recognized batting pair, although you cannot question the credentials of Nitish Kumar Reddy, Ravindra Jadeja, and even Washington Sundar as batters, especially what they've already done on this tour. In the last Test match, Ravindra Jadeja got a 200-250 run partnership with Shubman Gill. Thereafter, Washington Sundar also got a pretty good partnership with Shubman Gill. But yes, you would have said that this session belonged completely to India, but for that last wicket, and that to a run out, because the way the Indian players were batting, and also to a great extent the way the English bowlers were bowling, they didn't look like taking a wicket. It was only perhaps this could have been the only way they could have gotten a wicket, and unfortunate that Rishabh Pant, perhaps I think he wanted KL Rahul to get to his 100 before the before that lunch break, but unfortunately he was dismissed, and I think he missed 100, and this 100 would have been great for him considering the background to it, because he hasn't been on the ground since that 34th over on day one, after he was hit on his finger, got a split nail. So he's been taking those painkillers. In fact, I saw during his innings here also, I think he was taking medicine. The physio was coming in and out. I think he was taking medicines also, perhaps the painkillers. So that's one thing. But still, I think India, they have done pretty well. But I hope that England may not have gotten a foot into the door with that dismissal.
Rahul, is this on day 3? Are you encountering the hottest conditions in London today? And looking at from where you are, is the pitch starting to flatten out, or is it becoming a bit more difficult to bat?
The wicket is absolutely fine. Wicket is pretty flat for the batters. If there's any batter, you would see on day one, it seemed like a dead wicket. There was nothing. The ball wasn't coming onto the bat the way it came yesterday. And usually in England it happens. The wickets, they pick up pace as the day progresses, or as on day one you will see that the ball will not come onto the bat the way it would on second day or even the third day. The wicket, yes, it is pretty flat, but also you have to give credit to the Indian batters and also the Indian bowlers. See, at Edgbaston also the wicket was very flat. The English bowlers, I think they do not have the kind of skills that the Indian bowlers have, or what they have shown in the last couple of test matches, including this one. Yesterday also, Jasprit Bumrah, if you see that first session, although the ball was pretty new, just 3 overs old, but still he got the ball to move around, got the ball to hit the seam, and then it came back into the batter, be it Ben Stokes, be it Joe Root, everybody. So I think it's also about the skill on these kind of tracks. Maybe it looks like that these are somewhat Indian wickets, somewhat in the nature, in just like you face here in India. These look like those kind of tracks. So perhaps the Indian fast bowlers, they are more used to bowling on these kind of wickets than the English bowlers. So I think that is the reason why there is a difference in the quality or in the skill of fast bowlers when it comes to bowling on these kind of wickets.
And the weather, Rahul, is it very hot today?
Weather. It is very hot. It is very, very, very hot. It's not just the temperature. I am not sweating, by the way. I am not sweating, but the sun, it takes a toll. And also, if you have, I think this was one of the reasons why the English team did not choose to bowl first this time around, because the gap between between the second and the third test was not too much, because the second test match got over on second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and this test match began on 10th. Just a 3-4 day gap, and their bowlers were tired. They had bowled around 200 odd overs in the last test match, so they did not want to be on the field for next 4 to 5 days, because they would have fielded first, they would have been on the ground under the sun for perhaps a couple of days, and this takes a toll. It's very, very, very hot, Siddharth, here. Very hot. The sun is very harsh. I think this is what makes this entire the weather very harsh for anybody, even for the crowd, the players. So it becomes very difficult.
Okay. Rahul, a word on KL Rahul, how good innings that he has played under pressure. We talk about the kind of circumstances that initially we had. Jaiswal was dismissed early. Karun Nair, he obviously looked good, but then we fell for another good start for KL Rahul, once again proving the most batter.
Yes, Siddharth. You'll have to say, suddenly you looked at KL Rahul as a very senior, mature batter. especially in the last couple of, he has made adjustments to his technique. But see what happened yesterday when he came on to bat. You could see him driving the ball, but he was just pushing. In fact, a lot of those drives did not go to the fence, did not reach the boundary. Why? Because he was just pushing. He did not. Didn't go for those expansive drives like the one you saw from Karun Nair, because there was an element of risk. He didn't want to play anything in the air. So he's been very cautious, very methodical. He knows he's playing on merit. You will not see him take any risks. I don't think you've seen him, and he knows. You'll not see. I think the last I remember, unless it was a short delivery, England, they did everything that was possible for them. They tried that 7-3, 7-2 sort of a field, 7 on the onside, 2 on the offside. They tried that short ball stuff. They tried everything, but I think KL Rahul has been rock solid, and it was very unfortunate that Rishabh Pant. It's actually a shame that Rishabh Pant, despite what has happened to him in this Test match, and having reached a score of 76, he deserved a century. Did all the hard work. Just that he wanted KL Rahul to get to his 100 before that lunch break. Got himself a run out. He has nobody but himself to blame for that run out. But as far as KL Rahul is concerned, I think he's been very methodical, very, very cautious right from day one. And he knows the importance of his wicket, especially after Shubman Gill got out yesterday. See, for Shubman Gill also, they employed the English team. They employed the same sort of a field, same approach. They got their offside field a few steps into the 30-yard circle. Got that wicket keeper up to the stumps. Tried to bowl him up. And wanted him to drive, and that is how Shubman Gill got out. But the same ploy did not work against KL Rahul, because he just refused to take those risks. So, and he knows the importance of his wicket, and the importance of his partnerships, and perhaps his partnership with Rishabh Pant. So they've been very cautious. Rishabh Pant, yes, of course, you would always expect him to take risk here and there, but then these two have at least taken India, although the job is not done. So I just hope. See, how many overs are left for the new ball now?
14 overs.
14.3.
14 overs. So those 14 overs will be crucial. Had it, if Rishabh Pant would have been there for these 14 overs, I'm pretty sure that he would have taken a few more risks, because you never know with that new ball what it starts doing, especially for the English bowlers. Oh, I thought, with this ball, a lot is being said about this ball, how it is losing its shape, getting softer and everything. So India because you never know. I don't know what will happen in the fourth innings. What sort of a target will be good on this kind of a surface? Although we've seen in the last few test matches that have been played here at Lord's, that batting second has always been good. In fact, the results have been in favor of teams chasing. We saw that in the WTC final also. But this wicket, I don't know what this wicket will offer. So 280, 300, how much will be enough? So that is how India also have to see how they go ahead with this day and test match.
Yeah, just before we let you go, Rahul, because we're not too far away from the proceedings getting underway again at Lord's. Looking at the three batters to come, Nitish Kumar Reddy, there's Ravindra Jadeja, and eventually it'll be Washington Sundar as well. The kind of conditions at hand that we see today, clearly it's been the best batting day so far in this test match. Looking at the three batters to come, can it be said that there's not going to be much trouble that they might face today, and batting should be easy for them going forward as well? And that's to say that India do look very comfortable in terms of getting close to the England total.
Actually, in England, more often than not, you will see day 2 and day 3, they are the best days to bat. And fortunately, India, they did lose 3 wickets yesterday. But Rishabh Pant and KL Rahul, they managed to win the first session. Of course, they would have wanted Rishabh to also go unbeaten into the break. But then, as for the next few batters, see, Nitish Kumar Reddy just got one game. First test match, of course, for first innings, he lost. That was an error of judgment on his part. Second innings, I think you'll have to give him a benefit of doubt because you were chasing runs, because you wanted some quick runs. So he got out in that while doing so. But if you when you saw that innings that he played in Melbourne, you would remember he was playing straight. Now, usually when you travel to England, you are advised not to drive too much, not to drive too much. But this is not the same. These are not the same English conditions. Why? Because there's no grass, there's no movement, so you can actually play straight. You can play on your on the front foot. You can actually go for those drives also. So if he is playing in that V, he can actually do well. But now everything they'll have to start afresh. KL Rahul, at least he has something to look forward to during that break. So I think you have enough. At least I think India would any day prefer to not to come close to that first innings score of England, but they have to take the lead because there is some uncertainty as to what this wicket will do in the fourth innings. As of now, this wicket hasn't shown any demons for the batters. So, I think if you speak to the Indian camp and you tell them that you'll get 280, I think India will take that score. India will take that 280 run target. But still, you never know. A few wickets here and there, and I just hope there's no collapse. There is no repeat of what happened in Leeds, where India in the first innings they lost 7 wickets for 41 runs. Thereafter 30 odd runs, and they lost 5 wickets. So I just hope there is, because you at times you just need one wicket to actually trigger a collapse. So I just hope that doesn't happen. Fortunately for India, AL Rahul is there, and he's been very solid. And I saw, Rishabh Pant also. He kept speaking to KL Rahul. Ball kahan aa raha hai? Kitne? Even when he was playing, when Rishabh Pant was batting, Rishabh Pant was asking KL Rahul. Ball off stump ke bahar tha, andar tha. Then that is how he was marking his guard also for those overs or for those deliveries. Rishabh Pant, yesterday what I saw was because the injury is to his left arm or index finger. So the only problem that he was facing was, I thought, while he was going for those cut shots against Shoaib Bashir, because he actually mentioned KL Rahul yesterday that वो power नहीं आ पा रहा है, can't get that power to, because one of those cut shots actually didn't go to the fence. So they had to run a couple of runs, and he said, I can't generate that kind of power, because when you go for a cut shot, you need that you play with the bottom hand, and you've often seen him while he's playing those lofted shots down the ground. He uses at times, he just uses one hand, so he leaves that bottom hand doesn't come into play that much. But for those kind of shots, you need your bottom hand. But unfortunately for him, he couldn't generate that kind of power. But still, there's still a long way to go. You still have a few runs, in fact, more than a few runs to get past that first inning score of England.
Absolutely. Now with just 8 minutes to go, Rahul, for resumption of play and your buffet to get removed as well, I suggest that you go have your meal as well.
I've already had it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I've already had because because you never know how much time will it take for us to get back to the venue or the
That's
press box.
smart work, huh?
So what we usually do is we wrap up our lunch before we come out for this live or break. So that is what. By the way, this is where I am standing. This is right outside so you can see the boundary wall of Lords, and right opposite me, I'll just try and show. So you see this residential apartment. So this one says Lord's View 2. This one says Lord's View 1. So Lord's View 1 is where Lata Mangeshkar's house used to be, where when in London, Lata Mangeshkar used to stay here. So this is right opposite or right in front of the Lords. And you know that famous story which everybody talks about, how in 1983 when they didn't have BCCI, then BCCI didn't have that kind of money to actually felicitate their players and everything. Then Raj Singh Dungarpur requested Lata Mangeshkar to come for a concert
Fundraiser.
to arrange money for the Indian players, the 1983 World Cup winning team. And if you go straight on right, you have the Wellington Hospital. That also you would remember the late Irfan Khan. That is the hospital. That is also just across the road. Maybe 6-8 feet away from the boundary wall of Lords, and that is where he passed away. Of course, he was diagnosed with cancer, and you must have seen those videos also. In his last days, if you remember, he had posted those videos where he was watching the match from the window of his hospital room. So this is all a residential area around. Everywhere you walk here at the Lords, there is a story. So you just remove a stone, and underneath it, you will find a story.
Exactly. It's like a treasure trove there, where Rahul is
Yeah.
Lords, indeed. So yeah, thank you so much, Rahul,
In fact,
for your.
that reminds me, Rahul, you're not too far away from Primrose Hill. I hope you've been there already.
I'm staying there.
Oh, lovely. Lovely then.
lovely,
How do you enjoy the skyline from there?
Yeah, it's pretty good. A very English sort of a place, to be honest.
yeah.
Very English sort of a place. People are more reserved. Just that on weekends they get a little rowdy, if I can say that. Otherwise, very reserved sort of a place. People are usually, you'll see those white collar people over there, majority of them. So that's how I believe Mr. Gavaskar also has I'm not too sure. Somebody actually told me, I never got the opportunity, or I couldn't ask Mr. Gavaskar about that. But I think that's where he also owns a house over there, if I'm not wrong. Somebody actually told me.
Okay. Sure, Rahul, thank you so much for your company. We look
See you,
forward to
see you.
seeing you once again as the day progresses, and hopefully India have a good couple of hours going forward as well.
Exactly.
Hopefully.
They need to take the lead. That's the thing. And yeah, before we come to the comments, I was giving you the thing about KL Rahul, where he's on the cusp of. He's already one of the 10 Indians to have scored a century at Lords. But he could be the second Indian after Dilip Vengsarkar to score 2 or more centuries at Lords. I mean, Vengsarkar, the Colonel, had 3 centuries at Lords. And the remarkable thing about Dilip Vengsarkar's career is that he had 17 centuries in his career, 4 centuries only in England, 13 in India. He didn't have a century anywhere else. So that is why it is
And
going
KL
to...
Rahul's record then of getting centuries outside of India just gets better and better. He
Better,
still has 2 centuries at home, I believe.
Yes, he has. His highest score is at home,
199
against
Chennai.
England. Yeah, and when you look at it, he's got hundreds everywhere except New Zealand in the SENA countries.
Yeah.
He's got it in South Africa. He's got it in England. He's also got it in Australia. Although he has a poor record in Australia in that sense. So let's take a couple of comments.
Let me just take a couple of comments here. For us, we do apologize, for this error that has been on our part. It was a technical glitch that we came to know about a little later as the live progressed. So, apologies on that front, and we'll try to be a little more, careful about all these things in the next lives that we do. Danush has a comment here that seeing a dream KL performing in 3 continuous test matches. Yeah, he scored a 40 odd and 100 in Leeds, then there was a 50 odd in the second innings at Edgbaston, and now 100 is loading.
Guys, correct me if I'm wrong about this. Every time he is toured to England, he's gotten a century, right, KR? He wasn't there in 2014.
Yeah, he 2018 he hit 100 at the Oval.
Oval.
21 he hit at Lords.
And
He loves London.
Yes, he's hit one in Leeds already.
Yes. So this will be his 400
Yeah.
in England.
So, but every time he's toured, he's gotten a century there.
Same like Joe Root. Whenever Joe Root has played a series against India in England, he scored a century.
But this will be the best for KL Rahul. The first time, in fact, for him that on the same tour he'll have 2 centuries.
Yes. Yes. True that. Because in 18, he batted in Oval, he got 1.
And this is the same batter who has been in and out, shuffled up and down of this Indian side.
Whatever be it,
Yeah.
whatever, no, and we will obviously get a lot of time at night to talk about what exactly is going right for KL Rahul. A bunch of things, I believe, barring, let's say, just the technical adjustment and the player that he is, the patience that he possesses. There's so much with regards to the kind of importance perhaps that he may be getting right now, or the assurance he's been given by this team management, the surety that this is where he'll be batting. It could be a bunch of factors coming together beautifully for KL Rahul. We're just short of time right now, but I agree over there. So do my 2 colleagues here, that it is delightful to watch KL Rahul bat with such calmness. It's almost calmness personified, the way KL Rahul is batting. No rush, not phased at all. He knows what he's doing over there.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we are just going to start the second session. England will be boosted by Rishabh Pant's last over run out. But what do you think in this session? What's going to happen? Are we seeing England come out to bat? Or do you think India are going to take the lead and ensure they bat on?
See, India is still 139 runs away. They may not necessarily take the lead. As we just spoke, this was one of the more fruitful sessions with the bat for any team, for that matter. You've not seen too many sessions in which there have been more than 100 runs being scored. So they may not necessarily take the lead, but I do think, Siddharth, we will come back here exactly 2 hours later and talking about the Indian team with whatever batting they're left with. So I think you'll still be about 20-30 runs away from the England total, but you will have 2 Indian batters still at the crease.
Yeah, for me, India still batting, as same as what Harshit has said. My prediction would be 350 odd for 5. 1 more wicket.
1 more?
And 100 runs and 1 more wicket, yeah. Pretty much.
This is a tough one. Because see, England will definitely be going for the jugular now because they gotten Pant out. Plus they've got a new ball due in 15 overs time.
Is it ready? Oh, great decision by India to have Jadeja. You continue to keep that left-right combination going.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, so 95 for 2. That means
About 100 odd runs and 2
yeah,
wickets. Yeah.
2 more wickets. 95 for 2. They'll chip away at the lead closely.
343 for 6, India.
Yeah, 343 for 6.
Okay.
Okay, so
That's like pretty much like even
yeah.
what we said.
So we'll join you for the tea break, or unfortunately, if that happens, for the innings break, whichever comes earlier. So yeah, from all 3 of us and from Rahul, who's at Lords at this point, thank you so much for joining. And subscribe to Sports Today. Lots more videos coming your way. And don't forget, 8:30 p.m. IST, Wimbledon final is about to happen. Women's singles final between Swiatek and Asimonova. So join us for then. And KL on 99.
99.
Yes. So if I have to look at nervous 90s, Murli Vijay and Rahul Dravid stand out, who have been dismissed in the nervous 90s in Lords.
Yeah.
Because both on 95.
95, yeah.
Dravid on 95.
One was on his debut,
Debut.
and one 2014.
I mean, imagine 2 debutants scoring a century. It would have been the first
Murli Vijay
ever.
played a magnificent innings in 2014. Literally,
I mean,
like
somewhere down the line, you would think KL Rahul is like Murli Vijay. Sena beast. But at home, he struggled. And again, he lost consistency and he was dropped. But in that 14 to 18 period, he really did well for India.
I really hope that, we continue, we basically now see the best of KL Rahul in Test cricket. I really hope that happens. He's not a guy, with that middling average of 35.
Jadeja off
He
with,
clearly deserves to be around 45, 50.
I think he'll be
average,
3
yeah.
runs. Oh, yes. So I think after this ball, we can call it quits. I think he could get to his
but
turn.
was it the last ball that was bowled?
No, this is the 5th ball. He's gotten off the mark immediately.
So can KL Rahul, who's batting on 99,
Yeah.
but
Let's
she's
wait
bowling
for
at
this
him.
ball. Yeah.
Let's wait for
Let's
this
wait for this ball, yeah.
So KL, Class C KL, can he do it? So 99.
You know, it basically brings me to that line: big stage, pressure, critics. Can this Rahul, quote unquote, make it count?
Yeah,
There are many Rahuls, you know.
Yes.
Rahul Dravid. There is one more famous actor who did many roles as a Rahul.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Big
we have a Rahul at Lords.
Okay.
Oh,
Next over.
Chalo. See you guys
Okay.
and enjoy the game. Bye bye from all of us.